Hey everyone, how are you guys doing? This is your Patreon video for September, and we're gonna kind of be going through some behind the scenes stuff, just kind of see my plans, but also as I try to do every month, show you guys really my philosophy for a lot of this, and what I've learned over 2020, and what I'm going to be doing to carry that forward into 2021, to keep things surprising, keep things interesting, and it's gonna be fun. So I meant to start here, but we'll go straight into here. So if you saw the previous text and image post for September, you saw this. So I'm starting to actually get this stuff produced, which is really fun. I'm getting it produced through money that I've raised from working on other people's projects, which is fun. So it's one of the nice things about producing a comic and getting it fulfilled is people, you form relationships with people, and you form relationships with other creators as well, who are often your backers, and they want to kind of like play jazz with you. So you get to know other people, and you work on their projects. And one of the things I'm trying to do, people like my coloring for Kyrie, so I'm trying to color other people's comics, and then they pay me, and I take that money, and then I pay other illustrators. And this is the first of several we're going to be doing. This is the Chariot story. It's a 12-pager that I wrote. It's really amazingly illustrated by Luke Weber. He worked on Steven Universe, the one with the weird kids in Oregon with their uncle. Really good guy. Nice guy. And I'm looking forward to coloring this. So this is going to give me some room in my schedule for the year to catch up on being behind. Basically, if I had worked every week on Kyrie content, on producing pages, I'd probably, the plan was that I would be done with book 3 by about the time I'm fulfilling book 2, which is now. And because fulfillment takes longer, and campaigning is it's just more exhausting than you anticipate. It took it out of me. A lot of the last few months has been just trying to, and it really has been months of between successful fulfillment of, or not fulfillment, but successful funding and fulfillment, that several month break between funding and fulfillment, where I'm waiting for the books to come from Korea. Those are months that you have to take researching, buying a Cricut, and figuring out how to make laminated bookmarks from scratch, and finding an inkjet printer and exploring that, getting posters printed efficiently, and finding the right ink that's affordable, that you can print high volume content through that, commissioning artists to do the art on the bookmarks and the on the posters. One of them we had recolored by an artist, and 2 artists were on the stickers. There's just a lot of stuff like that. So you guys know that if you back book 2, there's just a lot there. But I guess that comes to the philosophy side. So I'm just trying to share how What I think is important, what I think a lot of people uh, find important and prioritize is they like it when creators, this whole crowdfunding thing is a relationship, and creators want. Let's put it on this. We can talk a little bit more about. We can segue while I do this. Creators want to, other backers, because it's a relationship, backers want to see that your relationship with them is evolving and expanding and deepening and all that sort of thing, and surprising them, but also feeling, it's really a relationship's a story in a way. It's developing over time. Not to get too weird, woo-woo philosophical, but as more people read the story and more people like it, I try to track with that by bringing in other creators who also like it and read it, and giving them a fun way to contribute, I guess, to the Curieverse, if that makes sense. But also kind of actively look those sort of things out, those opportunities out, because the bigger and the broader things get, I think the more room there is in people's imagination for kind of exploring the world and the setting and the characters, and it's the sandbox just keeps getting bigger, right? So one of the ways I'm doing that is I made this Final Fantasy VI art. I'm working with a pixel artist. I made these, but he's making some kind of like sprite type stuff with Myra and Marcus for me, paying him to do that. And then I'm going to I don't know, he's affordable. It's within the money that I'm making by working with other artists, so it's easy to bring him in and kind of surprise people with stuff. I see a lot of campaigns like the Rags team. If you've seen the Rags zombie story, they're frequently working with artists to do short promotional type stuff that tie in different influences and inspirations that they have, all the voluminous inspirations that they have, including a lot of their video game stuff. So that's what I'm trying to do here, and maybe I bring this into I think I'm going to make magnets out of these guys, and also, I don't know, I think it'd be fun to do an intro. It's like a video game loading screen intro for future campaigns. Just a thought, like a 1 second intro with maybe it's just something I'm making each time, but that's just kind of fun. It's whimsical, it's neat, and I'm just trying to think. This kind of ties into some other stuff, more of the philosophy side, more of the me learning it so you don't have to if you're a creator, is book 1. I did a lot of time dependent goodies and swag. So if you came in on day 1, you got a lot of swag. If you came in on week 1, you got a lot of swag, slightly less. If you signed up for on the pre-launch campaign, you got a different additional swag, all this kind of stuff. So that required me to keep a spreadsheet of where everyone backed and when, so that I could tabulate all that out, and that took time fulfilling. And so book 2, everyone gets the same. I think rather generous. I was trying to show, I'm not just throwing a bunch of paper in your package, but the bookmarks are laminated. They have gold foil backing. The stickers are really nice quality on a strip that you might not want to throw away. You might want to use it as a second bookmark. The paper's has like a vinyl. They're vinyl stickers, but has a vinyl feel on front and back that's nice. And even the the page strip that the stickers are on are decorated. So yeah, just trying to deluxify, I guess, the swag. Yeah, but I think something Jason Brubaker's doing for his Phobos campaign is is he's doing it separate. his swag, he's doing it at an additional tier. I think it's an extra $10, if I remember right. It's either 25 and then 35, or is it 35 and then 45? I think it's $10 for the swag. So he's found over the years, and I know that I want people to feel appreciated, and we raised enough funds for me to spend that money on, I had to make a choice how I was going to show people that I appreciated them for this campaign, and my choice was spending, it ended up being around $1,000 on, well, maybe 300 of that is investing in hardware like the Cricut and the inkjet printer, but at least $700 went into swag type stuff. So magnet, stickers, bookmarks, postcard, and hiring artists to make that content, which is, hiring artists is obviously more, that's the lion's share of that. But I know for Jason, who, he's the first guy to ever break $100,000 on a crowdfunded comic. He's a big deal. And if he is realizing that most people don't need swag, and I can completely understand that, and yeah, basically I'm trying to think. It's kind of the equivalent. I can just say there's the book plus swag, and then there's the book, just the book, and it's cheaper by itself. And worded that way, which I think is pretty honest, wording it that way helps people to see, where I'm trying to take things, where if you don't, I want people to feel that they're appreciated, but I also know that a lot of people might feel appreciated and then they throw the stuff in the trash, and that's okay. Feeling appreciated doesn't really have a dollar value on it, but it is expensive. So yeah, I'm thinking if people want the swag, they want stickers and bookmarks and a big, Jason's calling it a goodie bag. If they want a goodie bag, they can pay a bit more to get that. They could, maybe they want to give it to friends or kids or family, that sort of thing. I think it's a smart idea, but yeah. And so, yeah, if I make magnets out of these, like pixel art magnets, I think that would be fun, and that's kind of deluxe, and they're die cut, so they're special, and there'll be less of them, and I think that'll be nice. And maybe I think for the next campaign I'll just do 50. I'm about to order 50 of these, and yeah, so it'll just be kind of a limited run, which I think is nice. So that's something I've learned this time that I want to try out for 2021. And in addition to that, working with other artists, I'm gonna link the guys I'm working with in the post that you can see. And but yeah, this guy's he's a Polish kid. He's in college, but he's just fabulously talented, and I really like the it's almost, I don't think it's ever fair to compare artists, just to compliment an artist by just pointing out how they look like other artists, but he's got like a Gendy Tartakovsky vibe going on, but It really is his own thing. He's quite good. So he's doing another story for me, uh, and then we have, where is he? Otto. This is a Sao Paulo, Brazil artist. Does really nice work. I'll link him. Hopefully you can see that if it's big enough. Yeah, he does really nice work too. His work is obviously very different. So why do I keep picking different artists? It's for that philosophy thing of bringing in, kind of making the tent bigger and bigger. So more people who would give Otto a chance, for instance. Maybe more than they would, before they give me a chance with my art. Maybe they'd give the Kyrie universe a chance just because of Otto. I want to find a way to bring them in through Otto, and so I'm working with his strengths. He's a very different illustrator from my Polish guy. I only know his Twitter handle. I think his name's James. It's early days with him, so I'm getting to know him. Otto I've talked on the phone with, so it's a little easier to talk on a first name basis with him. But so I'm doing more of an actiony type story for Otto, and it's set in 1905 in Korea during the Russian-Japanese War. So that's going to be fun. So you can imagine what that's going to look like. That very much works to his strengths. And we've got something that's a lot more of a my Polish illustrator friend. He did a really nice story with a mother and son relationship, or mother-daughter relationship, that I thought was a nice short story on Webtoons. So I have a comic. I was going to give him something that was more Japanese, but instead giving that to Otto, and instead giving this is like a catacomb adventure story between Myra, who's older, kind of into and a bit past motherhood stage, and a kid that she's been taking care of for about a couple years at that point. And they're kind of fallen, failed, broken relationship, and what that looks like, and how a woman who's never been a mother and a kid who has never really had who's never had a mother in the way that he wanted one, what that looks like, and how resentment and miscommunication builds up, and maybe kind of like a bittersweet nice kind of resolution, kind of a character moment thing that shows that things aren't all that bad. So it's much more of a family story, a touching kind of a character moment story. So I'm showing my diversity as a writer, a lot of the things that I can't tackle in the Kyrie arc. I can't do a 120-page book tying together these things. As fun as that would be, I think it's more fun in a way to put different artists on short stories that tie down significant moments in the lives of these characters, and then let you as the reader, and hopefully as a fan as well, that you could kind of fill in the rest. And I think that's really fun. That's another way to this, again, ties. This is more of that philosophy thing. Helps you, gives you permission, if you didn't feel like you had it already, to make this kind of universe your own. It's a big world, and it's got enough room for you to play within it every bit as much as I'm playing within it. So yeah, that's just kind of more of what we're doing. So we got 3 artists right now. I'm still kind of thinking, so this is the 4th time I've tried to record this, and I realized over the previous ones that one issue I'm going through Kablam printing, and they do in-demand printing, and a lot of people, I've asked this several times, and I assumed that people would prefer just me to put this book on mattcrops.com. It's already done. I take in orders, and then every month I fulfill them. I just place an order with Kablam every month, and then I get them printed and either sent to me in a big box and I ship them out, or I just put them on their website, and then Kablam has a service where, I'll just bring that up so you guys no sense of me talking about something and not showing you. We're all visual here, right? Yeah, so they have a thing where you can actually print. There's Phobos, by the way. You can just order on demand from the selection of comics that they have on their website, and then they print them, per order, and send them to the purchaser. So they act as a fulfillment company too, which is cool. So that I think is pretty neat, and that kind of eliminates another piece of this puzzle, which is the fulfillment woes of trying to deal with that. This is me taking on the Rags. If you've seen Brian Ball and those guys and what they're doing with the Rags zombie team and their stories, is fulfilling through I think they're just letting, well, I don't a lot of what they do, they're doing like a Patreon model, and I think they're actually personally fulfilling. So I think Brian's getting these in boxes and then fulfilling himself, because he's got some special sticker mule poly mailers, but you can just put them up here, and then I'd get like, I don't know what it is. It could be 50 cents. It could be $1 maybe per issue, and the rest goes to Kablam to fulfill. So that's that's an option. That's an idea, but people seem to prefer a campaign, because again, that's part of the relationship. People like to see. You can't really gauge the success of something when it's just sitting in a store like this, even though you can get it sooner. It's printed on demand, it's done. People prefer a campaign, understandably, because there's a lot, it's an adventure. It's a story with a beginning, middle, and end. To watch a campaign go through, and you can kind of root for it. There's enthusiasm that comes with that. So I want to, it's important to listen to people, and that's what they're asking for. So trying to feel, I'm still going to print with Kablam, I think, because they have good prices for issues. But we're going to do, 2 12-page stories in one issue. And then we're going to do another issue, an issue 2 with another 2 12-page stories. And the funds, if we raise, more than just printing costs, the profits from that go into hiring further artists to do more issues. So you can kind of see how this steamrolls, because I already front-loaded this, raised the money myself just with my own freelance work to get the first batch up and running, so that the snowball's already moving. So now it's just a matter of using their art to fund more art, and then eventually we'll have an anthology, right? So then I can do stuff that I can't do with Kyrie, the main comics. I can't switch it up and keep things interesting. I can't Kyrie, the first book, you know what the first book looks like. Can't, it's like that right there. I can't, I gotta stay with that. I can be clever and fun and surprising, but I gotta stay within that sort of format for all 4 books. So they're gonna be soft cover, they're gonna have the spot gloss around the same size. I mean, they are the same, physical size, all that sort of thing. But with Anthology, I can talk to a different printer. I can do a hardcover. I can do some fun, interesting things. I can illustrate the cover myself and do something really fun and different, or I can hire a completely different artist. I'm already talking to a couple folks who are interested and willing. We can do something fun, and kind of really go nuts. And we can collect the covers of these issues, and it's gonna be fun. And all of this is something that's a lot easier to do than trying to keep up with campaigning book 3 and then drawing it over the next couple months. It's gonna take longer than that. So I'd rather be doing this and having this out in the world doing its thing, involving my day-to-day investment, involving less of my day-to-day investment other than financial, and which gives me freedom to continue as this keeps going. The issues come out and people have something fun to read. It's a primer into the Kyrie verse, but it's also standalone stories, so you don't have to know anything about anything with Kyrie to enjoy them and feel like you're getting a beginning, middle, and end that's satisfying, and you're getting different types of stories than you can necessarily get within Kyrie. So you can get like a chariot race, something we don't have time for and wouldn't make sense within the regular Kyrie story. So that's what I'm doing, and peppered throughout that you could see what the philosophy is. I learned to maybe make cooler swag. This is the cool the pin I was thinking of doing. It's a little expensive. It's like $250 an item, even for 100 of them. So you kind of have to go in really knowing it's gonna be worth it. So maybe doing deluxe swag that's a more limited run, and which is not something I would have advised in book 1 or book 2, but now that people know me and then I found different ways to demonstrate my appreciation for them, we can find different ways to appreciate them by giving them art that I didn't draw. Art that if I tried to draw in this way, I would fail. So I think there's many ways to show people that you appreciate them, and overall it just means you have to show that you're really working to give them something better than they got last time, and always listening to them. So that's really what all of this is about, right? And it's about me showing this to you as well. So you guys are my supporters. You're my guinea pigs as well. You get physical product first before anyone else. I'm gonna as I'm test printing with Kablam, what I want to do, I want to save up what you guys are giving me in terms of patron funds, and I'm going to be sending you early editions of this content, so you can let me know what you think of them, of the paper quality and that sort of thing. I might just print, I don't know, just the first 12 pages, just the chariot story, and get a feel for that. It'll be cheaper to do just the 12 pages, and then I can forward those to y'all, and you can tell me what you think of them. I'm still trying to feel that out, so I'll need your feedback on that. But that's really it for September. You can see there's a lot of stuff going on. I'm very excited for 2021. in some ways, I mean, Kyrie is going to be more active than ever, but I am going to be less, I don't, not less active, but I can, this activity is going to allow me to be very free, which is really nice. I'm going to be excited to, I can just sit down and work and draw, and I don't have to do as much of the other stuff for a bit, which is nice. So yeah, if you're a creator, I highly suggest, your first lap around the track is going to need to look different than this lap looks for me. But you go around a couple times and then you find, I don't know, you can you start to have a momentum where you can actually start investing in sort of weird endeavors like this that I think it's just another stage in the process, I guess. I don't know what the next stage for me what's the stage after this stage. I really don't know. Someone suggested there's an RPG format template maker, anime template maker. Of course, everyone just looks like anime characters. So, I think the next stage is just starting with an entirely different property from scratch all over again. But with the momentum that you get from building up from your first few campaigns over the first IP, you can actually maybe start at the beginning with a more of a collaborative effort. I think that's kind of what happens next, and some of that will be in 2021 as well, which you guys will be seeing more about. So that's the story for September. That's the insights. Let me know what you think. No one else has seen behind the curtain to this extent. They don't really know what's coming. You guys are really the first, so appreciate your feedback and appreciate your support, and I look forward to getting you physical copies of the Chariot story once I get done coloring those pages. And anyway, I hope you have a good September, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.